Right, good day everybody and welcome to the channel. I hope you're having a great day. So I'm not sure if you noticed much difference on the bike, but I have gone and installed these down here. These are the Memphis Shades lower fork wind deflectors. I am currently off to the A38 to go and test them. The idea behind them is it deflects the wind that was coming up behind the windscreen. It deflects it up and over the windscreen, practically eliminating any buffeting that you're experiencing. During this time of the year where it's absolutely freezing, and for those times that I'm on longer journeys, I plan on using this windscreen. And it was overly uncomfortable to have it on. Doing speeds over 50 mile an hour just because the buffeting was that intense. So I thought for £75, hopefully if I can get rid of it, brilliant. Normally I would have gone the back route to the A38 from my house because it's only 5-10 minutes away, but today it is -2. Everything's quite icy, any bit of water on the road has iced up. It is overly cold, so I've decided to go the long way around where hopefully there will be a lot less of this crap on the roads. See, initially when I got this bike, I mean, I'm not too keen on the look of the screen, the look that the screen gives. But when I go and do my Euro trip, or for those days where I'm going to be riding for 3-4 hours at speeds over 40, then the windscreen is just it's just kind of to stop fatigue, really. I mean, at those sort of speeds on this bike, it feels like I was kind of like trying to hold my head forward, like trying to hold my head up before the wind was actually trying to take it off my shoulders. So anyway, yeah, I took the windscreen on and the buffeting was just horrible. I mean, it stops the ache in my arms of feeling like I've got to really hold on to the bike. But the buffeting really was horrible. It was painful and it was just making all the rides completely unenjoyable, or not enjoyable, or however you want to say it. So yeah, that's why I went and bought these. I've read on a few forums that lowers actually really help. These are designed to be used with the Memphis Shade screens with those brackets, so I can't get them up as high as I'd like to get them up, or that I think they may need to go up. I'm not sure, but we'll see anyway. As it stands now, I can't really tell much of a difference now because I'm only doing 30. Before the buffeting started to kick in about 40 mile an hour, I could kind of feel it on the front of my helmet a little bit. Come 45-50 mile an hour, it was kind of a steady pounding. Anything above 60, it was just horrible. It literally felt like someone was banging on my head constantly. So anyway, as I said, today is absolutely freezing. All the water on the road is iced up. Cars that have been parked for a bit are completely frosted up. So I've got to take it a little bit easy, get into the A38, and that's why I've come this way around rather than the quick shortcut from my house, because I live as far south Derby as you can get, and the A38 is only through Wellington, it's minutes away. But those back roads don't get used as often as all these do, so there's more likely to be lots of icy patches on those roads. Yeah, it's better to be safe than sorry. Even then, just putting my foot down, my foot slipped, so careful does it, careful does it. So the plan is just take it on the A38, see what it's like at 50 mile an hour, 60, 70. I might push it up to 80 as well, just to see if there is much change between 70 and 80. Yeah, it may be that I need to bring them up a little bit higher, but currently I can't do that with this Yamaha bracket. To move them up a little bit higher, I'm going to have to take the Yamaha bracket off, the windscreen off, the bracket off, and then put the lowers on, and then put the bracket back on and the windscreen back on. So it's going to be a bit of faffing around. I'm hoping that I've not got to do that, but we'll see anyway when I get up to speed. currently at 40 mile an hour on the roads a bit further back there. Normally you could feel a tiny bit of buffeting. There was nothing at all. There was no difference between 20 mile an hour and 40 mile an hour. So we'll see what it's like on the A38, which I am just almost here now. It's just it's the first left off of this roundabout. There we go, 50 mile an hour and no buffeting at all. That's amazing. Let's go a little bit quicker. I'll go after this car's gone past me. There you go, 60 mile an hour and no buffeting. That is absolutely amazing. Let's take it up to 70. Right, here we go, 70 mile an hour. I can feel a very, very, very slight bit of buffeting on my helmet. It's not completely gone, but it's not something that would honestly actually bother me. It's not something that would give me a headache. It's not something that would affect how I'm riding or my vision. And to be honest, it doesn't really feel how the buffeting felt before. It feels more like just little bits of wind that's escaping the windscreen and hitting me in the helmet, rather than a complete mass of turbulence behind the windscreen. That is amazing. Right, I'm going to take it up to 80 quickly. Go 80 mile an hour. I can honestly feel a little bit of buffeting there. There's not really much difference though between 70 and 80. It's just amazing actually what a difference them two little bits of plastic are actually making. Let's go back down to 70. Otherwise I'll end up getting done for speeding. But yeah, I've struck down 65. There is no buffeting at all. Nothing. It's just completely gone. Just took behind the windscreen. I took it behind the windscreen now. I can't feel any wind whatsoever, whereas previously before, if I did that, then the buffeting was still there because it was all within this sort of area just here. That really is amazing. I think I can still feel a bit of buffeting at 70 mile an hour. When I say feel a bit, how it feels now at 70 is how it felt at 35 miles an hour, maybe 40 mile an hour without these on. So that is absolutely amazing. I think so far probably the single most useful purchase I've actually made for this bike. That really is lovely. But I do think I am good, because with the Memphis Shade windscreen and the National Cycle windscreen, with their lowers, there is only a gap of about an inch between the lowers and the windscreen. There isn't really much of a gap. Because I've got the Yamaha windscreen on the Yamaha bracket, it's forced me to actually fit these a little bit lower on the forks. So yeah, what I'm going to have to do is take the screen off, take the bracket off, move the... Well, I'm actually going to take the front lights off as well, just because that's connected to the bracket as well. So take the lights off, take the windscreen off, the bracket off, move these lowers up about 2, maybe 3 inches, put the bracket back on, put the lights back on, then windscreen back on, and that should actually just completely get rid of it. I didn't think that it was going to be this useful. I thought from all the forums, everything I've read, they just seem to be gimmicky, because I've not seen really anything on YouTube that goes into any detail about the lowers, especially when someone was riding. I mean, it's like now, wind hitting my helmet is pretty much next to nothing. And it's just, it honestly is amazing. I believe that without the windscreen on, it's supposed to help direct the wind away from coming up underneath your helmet as well, and potentially giving the lifting sort of effect to your helmet. But I've not, obviously it's my first time trying it properly, so I've not tried it without the windscreen on. Whilst it's cold, I don't plan on doing that. So yeah, I can honestly say these work. In my experience so far, it's odd that I've actually bought something that is working for my bike. I mean, like this hypercharger, because of the price of it, It is something that I sometimes expect to put on the bike, and the hypercharger made a massive difference, but I don't think it made the money's worth difference that I'd expect to the bike. And the same like with the exhaust, like performance upgrades. I mean, everything for our sort of bikes costs between £200 and £500, and I mean, when you spend that sort of money, you expect that sort of money's worth, and it's the reason why I've not bought the Mustang seat yet, because I don't know if it's going to feel like £450 worth under my arse. Whereas these deflectors, shipped in from the States, I ordered them on New Year's Eve, and it took 2 weeks to arrive, so that's with obviously the bank holiday and that there, so not including the bank holiday, that's 10 days it took to arrive from the States. The customs and everything was all included in the price. I think it was through the eBay global shipping program. But yeah, these are absolutely well worth the money. It's probably the best purchase, as I say again, the best purchase that I've made for this bike. So yeah, I'm overly happy with these. I'll do another video at a later date. I am going to try them a little bit higher up, just see if it completely, I mean like 100% completely eliminates buffeting or not. But as it stands now, the buffeting before was painful. Now it is barely noticeable. Now I'm doing 40. Pre these lowers, before installing them, it would have been, I could feel it tapping on my head, and now there is nothing there at all whatsoever, and it's just amazing. They really are. Like now, it feels like a lot more of a relaxed ride now. It's just a lot more comfortable. And I believe as well it's not just obviously going to be this bike. They're going to work pretty similar on this bike as it does all bikes. So yeah, if you're having problems with buffeting, these stupid little clip-on things that you get for the top of the screens, one, they've ruined the screen. Two, they look like a bag of shit. And if you've bought a bike from someone that's installed them wrong before, like I did, you get stupid aftermarket bits that are left on the screen that just look crap. They'll help deflect wind if you've got a passenger or if your screen's just way too low, but they're not going to get rid of buffeting. I mean, I've tried it on there, I've tried a huge one, I've tried a little one on there. It doesn't get rid of buffeting. It helps redirect a lot of the wind away, but it doesn't get rid of the buffeting at all. Whereas these things, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Guys, don't forget, if you enjoyed the video, to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you want to see any more of the videos, click on channel and click videos and they're all there. Right, take care all, have a good day and ride safe.